Welcome to the Amber Shows on YouTube. Happy New Year. As we mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, Gigi Bryant, 13 years old, and the other 7 passengers on the helicopter that crashed in Calabasas Sunday morning, carrying Gina's friend and co-basketball player, her mother, the pilot, and 3 other passengers as well that were going to the Mamba game. It's such a sad, tragic event because we can't get over how it just happened so unexpectedly and so tragic, because we all died. And because of a mother and her child who was on board, and a father and his child who were on board, to die so tragically, it's just hard to get over. But as much as I'm thinking about it all the time and so sad about it, like I'm sure we all are, I thought about all the different tragedies that happen in this world every single day, to us, to our families, to our friends, who are not in the public eye, so we don't hear about it. But it's happening because death is a part of life, like life is a part of death. So I wanted to talk about some of the other tragedies that happen in this world that we're not even hardly aware of, and just to give light on how precious life actually is. So on The View today, 3 mothers whose sons were murdered by the police were on The View because the NFL and Rock Nation has reached out to them to do PSAs to tell their stories. Remember Colin Kilpatrick, he's the one who took a knee to bring out and let people see what's going on. And he was actually blackballed, I believe, from the NFL because of it. Now, Rock Nation, and along with the NFL, Rock Nation is Jay-Z's company who has partnered now with the NFL, have these PSAs that they have these mothers telling of their tragedies, which I'm going to get into their tragedies and their stories as well in a moment. So, also in Detroit, just a few days ago, a beautiful mother was chased down the street by a man who has not been caught, who's probably boyfriend or ex-husband, but she was actually chased down the street. A good mother, 3 beautiful daughters, shot in the back over and over, and he got away. Now there are 3 children without their mother. So tragedies happen all the time. We have to continue to live our life, and we have to continue to do everything that we can to reach out and help people who are doing worse than us. We have to continue to love people who love us. Don't waste your time on people who don't love you back. Let me say that again. Don't waste your time on people who don't love you back. If you're giving love and reaching out, and that person or those people are not reaching out and giving you love and support as well, move on to the next who can benefit from your love. So, on The View today, it's a disturbing fact of life in America, and one of the leading causes for young black men in the United States, they're more likely than white men to be killed by police. This is a reality. 3 moms have filmed this new PSA by Rock Nation and the NFL. They're telling their stories of loss and tragedy. 3 young men with big dreams, and their whole life was ahead of them. Danny Henry, he had a big heart, a love for people, and a bright future. Antoine Rose Jr., intelligent, funny, entertaining, wanted to be a chemical engineer. And Botham Jean, college grad, great job, at home, killed by a female cop who claimed she thought she was in her apartment. He was kind and sweet. They lived in different parts of the country, these 3 young men, but all fell victim to being unarmed and murdered by the police. 20-year-old Danny was shot and killed by police in 2010 while sitting in a car after a football game celebration in Mount Pleasant, New York. 17-year-old honor student Antoine Rose Jr. was killed and shot 3 times in the back by a rookie police officer at a traffic stop in East Pittsburgh in 2018. 26-year-old Botham was shot dead in his home in 2018, killed by his neighbor, a cop who claimed she got off on the wrong floor and that she thought his apartment was hers. They were each robbed of their future, but their families are wanting to bring light to this that is happening to our black men much too often. The police officer who shot Danny said that Danny tried to run him over. It actually took 7 years to get to the truth. Danny was in the car with his 3 other friends. A police officer tapped on the door, on his window. They were celebrating after the game, just sitting in the car talking about the game. And the police officer knocked on his window and asked him to move because he was next to a fire hydrant. When he went to move, the police officer said at his trial that he believed that Danny tried to run him over, and Danny was just doing what he told him to do. And no one believed the other 3 guys in the car, and it took 7 years for the truth to actually come out. A 30-year police veteran who felt guilty came forward and said that he was there. And what actually happened was he did not try to run over the police officer. He did exactly what the police officer told him to do. And for some reason, the police officer just shot him in the car. Not only did they shoot him in the car, they drug him out the car, handcuffed him, and had him on the ground. And he died. The police officer who did kill Danny, no charges brought up against him. He got off completely. The only threat that night, and this is what the 30-year police veteran who came forward and said, he said the only threat that night was the officer who killed Danny. He did nothing wrong. After he was shot, they just handcuffed him and treated him like a dog, and he died. Antoine was in Pittsburgh. He ran from the police. The officer shot him 3 times in the back. The cop admitted he wasn't sure if he had a gun, of which it turned out Antoine did not. And the police officer was found not guilty as well. Botham Jean, we all know how that ended. It was just a year and a half ago. He was in his own home eating ice cream when an officer came in his apartment and shot him, gave him the kill shot through his arm, through his heart, saying that she thought she was in her own apartment. How is that even possible? So many questions about that. She got 10 years, she'll only do about 5. And one of the witnesses who testified against her who lived in the building, who actually saw the cop and how she reacted after she killed both of them, he was murdered too. So, how is this all possible? Colin Kaepernick, he took a knee. I said Kilpatrick before, I'm sorry. Colin Kaepernick. He took a knee because of these very issues. I feel like the NFL blacklisted him definitely because of this. The NFL now that has partnered with Rock Nation is now showing these PSAs to give themselves cover, I believe. So now that Jay-Z and Rock Nation is part owner, they're trying to, like I said, just try and make this go away, knowing that they have black listed Colin. If it wasn't for Colin, none of this there wouldn't even be a conversation on the table. You needed somebody like him to bring this about globally. And now Rock Nation is saying that they have a plan to make things better. These ladies did speak to Roger Goodell, the owner, and he seems to believe that they can make things better. The three mothers also said that they believe that Roger Goodell was empathetic. He listened to them, didn't rush them, talked with them, got their feelings. It's crazy. I even question Rock Nation. I even question that, but that's a whole nother story. But my point of this show is that every day live your life to the fullest and kiss your loved ones. Tell them you love them, hug them, and know that we're here for a purpose. Allah, God created us. That's how we're able to even be born. And when our time is up, when we have done what is necessary to be done on this earth, our time will be over. So everyone, just wanted to bring that information to you. Have a wonderful day. Try and think of, this is what I was thinking about with Kobe and his daughter. They look, first of all, he gave her life, him and the mother, but he gave her life. They looked just alike. She took on, out of his four daughters, she looked the most like Kobe. They were the two that bonded, it seems, the most. I know he loved all of his children. He clearly always says that. Always had his family with him. He's a family man. But you always saw, if you look at the pictures, when you see them on the internet and things, Gigi was always like under him, talking to him. In one video where they're at the game recently, he was telling her something, and then she like cut in like she was finishing his sentence because he like nodded like, yeah, you get it. She loved basketball. She was growing real fast like a weed, like her father's tall. She went to all the games that he was at. She went to games after he retired with him. He was teaching her to use left and right hand for basketball. She was playing basketball. She was doing really well. So they had this bond, not only a blood bond, but they had a mental and a soul, spiritual bond. And for them to die together, it was like when she was born and he held her, he never knew that they were going to die together. All the times that they spent together and bonding spiritually, soulfully, and through basketball and love, they never knew that they were going, their bond was so special, so soulful, that they would leave this earth together. And it kind of makes me feel like, like they never knew, but they did know. Like how you don't know things, but then you look back at stuff and you say, wow, all that was like leading up to that. But we don't know that. We just living our lives, but you don't know that spiritual connection is real. So that's what I get out of it. And I hope that the mother, Vanessa Bryant, will find that solace, that peace, that even though she lost a child and a husband at the same time, which is like a nightmare, because who can you grieve the most? Your child, your husband, your child. How do you grieve them both? I mean, that grief is so deep and so heavy, but to know that they are together, watching over the rest of that family, those spirits were intertwined, and they were meant to be together in life for a certain period of time, and they were meant to go together. You know, it's almost beautiful. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows, and think about and love those that you love, and love them hard.